Hello YouTube, it is Kayla here from Beyond the Classroom with Kayla over on Instagram, which is my primary platform. But today I'm jumping on YouTube because I have a frequently asked question that is going to take longer than a 90-second reel to answer, and it is all about storage, specifically storing sensory play tools and equipment and ingredients and reusable sensory bases. So today I'm going to go through this cupboard with you in detail. I'm going to tell you where things are from, what we use them for, and hopefully it answers all of your questions. And if not, just be sure to leave a question in the comments below and I will endeavour to answer them. So let's get into this cupboard. So first of all, we are in my garage, and it is a corner of the garage that we have this cupboard in, and let's go through them in detail now. So down the bottom here I have this basket which has all of my fake vines and greenery. So these will come from cheap shops or dollar stores or whatever you call them, and they're only a few dollars each. They are so frequently used in our play trays because they go great in things like dinosaur swamps and frog swamps and what else? Like anything to do with animals. Like you can put a vine in anything and it really elevates the play, adds a little tactile sensory element. There's little lily pads, things with flowers. This is a tile. This is from Bunnings actually, which you can just pop out like that and have animals on and it's ready to go. And of course, being made of plastic, they withstand messy and wet play. So these are a really great thing to have on hand for your setups. Pop that down the bottom here. And also down the bottom, we have these storage boxes, which have 8 little compartments. You can get these from either Kmart or Bunnings. That's where I've bought them from anyway, and obviously I'm in Australia. So these are where I store all the little bits and pieces, things that go in play trays that really set the scene. So in here we've got the shells, we've got these aquarium plants, which are excellent for adding to oceans and swamps again and all sorts of things. And then these little mini pine cones. So again, all these things, they withstand messy sensory play, and yeah, they're quite affordable and easy to find. So these are a really good storage containers for that. So that's that one. And then this one here is far heavier, but it has all our pebbles and gems. So these ones specifically here are from Bunnings. They're really good. And then you've got your smaller ones, which you obviously would not be giving to toddlers, but my older kids are obviously at the age where I can trust them a little bit more with things like that. But you know your child best. So they go in there like that. And then I put on top of here these smaller play trays. So these are from Kmart. These are, I think they're called the smooth and shiny plastic tub. They come in all different sizes. This is the smallest size. It's a very handy size to have. And I pop them in there. I do have a few more, but I think they're in use right now, but they just stack in on top there. I've also got these down here, again from cheap shops / dollar stores, some little fishing nets. They're really handy for water play and all sorts. And then I have some cotton balls because they always come in handy. And that is the bottom shelf done. Next one up. So you'll see I use these baskets quite a lot to organize everything. So in here I just have ice cube trays, hair gel, the most random things make sensory play bases, and the good old spice jars, which I keep for all sorts of play. They're very handy. Some spray bottles over there. This, which I haven't even opened up yet actually. Got this from Kmart, but I thought it would be excellent in all sorts of play. And in this container here, I just have all the different bits. I have a solar fountain, I have sponges, I have little hacky sack balls and more cotton balls. What else is in here? Little cauldrons and string and just all bits and pieces. A lot of this is just literally bits and pieces. This is future me jumping in here because I'm just adding a few more things underneath as I find them. For context, we recently moved house, so things are still finding a home. So I've got a giant measuring beaker under here, really good in water play. So I think I got that from eBay years ago. I'm sure Amazon has something similar. I've added our footpath chalk under here, a few more of the trays that I was talking about before that I knew I had around somewhere, and some artificial turf. So something that I use a lot of in sensory play is artificial turf. You can get it from Bunnings in 1 metre square, and then you just cut it with a Stanley knife to suit the sizes of your different play trays. So I'm just going to roll that up and pop that under there. I also found, let me just pop this back in. I also found our muffin tray, great in fizzy play, water play, as well as some more silicone ice cube molds for the same thing, ice play and fizzy play. So clearly this is all the paint shelf with paintbrushes and things, and here is, as well as there a little bit, some ingredients. So corn flour, potentially should have shares in corn flour, I've used that much. Lots and lots of it in there. Bicarb soda, tapioca pearls, there's salt and all sorts of things, cocoa powder, and here are some tools. So we've got all of our kitchen utensils, keeping these paper rolls, funnels, whisks, all different droppers and pipettes and syringes, all different tongs and squeezers and scoops. And back there we've got some conditioner and baby oil and baby powder. So 90% of the paints in here are from office work. I get the Kadink washable paints because they tend to be the most washable that I've ever tried, and they have a great range of colours, as you can see. We've also got lots of tape in here. We have some grass paint, and we have some acrylic paints and paint brushes, which I just forgot I got a new pack of paintbrushes, so they're supposed to be in there as well. And that's those two shelves essentially, and then we'll go to the top. So it's looking a little bit bare up here because I've recently done a big clear out of a lot of the sensory bases that we've had for seriously years. So there is some rice left over, there are some coloured chickpeas. These are really cool, I hope you can see them because you're very high up and I am not that tall. These are coloured popcorn kernels, and I keep them in these sealed containers. So you want them to be considerably airtight and sealed when you're storing things like couscous, coloured couscous. We've got these little dinosaur skeletons here. They're from Amazon. And then of course, lots and lots of vinegar for fizzy play. And then up here, we've got some bubble wands, and we just have a lot of different trays and things that come from op shops. Now, a lot of them are in use right now, but up there is where I store a lot of the bigger trays that wouldn't fit in the cupboard. So I'll take them down. So this one is a Kmart one, and it comes with these little sectioned containers here. They need a wash, which is why they're not currently in there, but that's what that one is. Pot plant saucers will be your best friend when it comes to sensory play because they're really cheap, they're really great sizes, you can get different colours, and yeah, easy to wash. This is the biggest size of the smaller Kmart one that I showed that goes down the bottom. These also get a lot of use, and I also have a white one of these, which again is outside in use. We have a lot of things happening at the moment. So up the top, and they'll just sit on top of each other. And then I just store our bigger trays standing up beside the cupboard, and there's a basket full of pine cones and these bigger rocks, which I get asked about a lot, and they actually come from a creek on my parents' farm. So if you have a creek nearby, head there for some rocks. And that is my sensory play cupboard, where most of our sensory play tools and equipment is stored. Some trays and tables that obviously don't fit in here go in the shed, or they're often in rotation in use either outside or inside. And yeah, that's it. This cupboard came from Bunnings. Any cupboard will do, but I find having its own cupboard makes it easier to keep track of what we've got. It's easier to grab things, and I know where things are. So yeah, currently in our garage in the corner here, and that's where it all is. Hopefully that answers all the questions. Bye.